Environmental activist Aaron Brockovich is speaking to residents there. This is a live look at that town hall. We will have complete coverage tonight on News 5 at 11.
News 5 investigator Tara Morgan's been on the ground in the East Palestine right from the start.
And tonight she takes an in-depth look at what's at stake for the rail industry moving forward.
Many questions have come up about regulating the railways and criticisms about what has changed that has impacted safety and who's watching.
We see you, we hear you, and we understand why there is anxiety.
Michael Regan, head of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, just one of the federal agencies responding to the rail crash that led to a controlled burn of toxic chemicals in East Palestine and upended the lives of thousands along the Ohio-Pennsylvania border.
Multiple federal agencies have been on the ground, as I just mentioned, some of them since February 4th, working hand in glove with the state and local officials who are leading the emergency response efforts. They're working to get to the bottom of what caused the derailment, monitoring air quality, collecting soil samples, testing surface and groundwater for any contaminants.
While some complain of the federal response, there are also questions about what the federal government's responsibilities are before accidents happen.
I think this is an unfortunate reminder about how sort of on a knife's edge we are when you're talking about safety in railroads.
In a letter to Norfolk Southern, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro said the company has resisted efforts for more federal oversight, citing what he said was, quote, Norfolk Southern's well-known opposition to modernized regulations. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg called on the industry to take what he said were immediate common-sense steps to improve safety, among them tougher tank cars. While federal law requires railroads to upgrade them by 2029, Buttigieg wants it faster by 2025.
In general, hazardous materials could be going through communities in stronger tank cars. Let's speed that up.
Workforce is also an issue, with unions complaining not only is the industry understaffed, but technology used to inspect trains has resulted in a push to make human inspectors work faster.
Before precision scheduled railroading, it would have been 2 minutes for them to inspect a rail car. Now we're down to 30 to 45 seconds for both sides of a car. So, you're really just trying to squeeze as much productivity out of these workers as they can.
This was 100% preventable.
Federal investigators are looking closely at a wheel bearing overheating on one of the cars shortly before the derailment.
There are a number of causes for overheated roller bearings.
But many questions have been raised about the train's braking system. NTSB Chair Jennifer Hamady says the engineer was already in a dynamic braking to slow behind another train.
He responded immediately. We have no evidence that the crew did anything wrong. And during this deceleration, the wheel bearing failed.
A proposed rule that would have required electronically controlled brakes on trains designated high hazardous flammable trains was dropped amid heavy lobbying under the Trump administration. Hamady earlier tweeted the proposed rule on brakes wouldn't have applied to the derailed train in East Palestine anyway.
But I think we got to ask, what other trains should that have applied to in the first place?
The Associated Press reports while there were about 1,000 derailments in the United States last year, the numbers are on the decline.
The railroad industry is investing a lot of time, effort, and resources in both increasing their inspection technology, both to inspect the equipment and to inspect the track, and also better ways to analyze the results of the inspections.
Railroad safety expert Alan Zaremski says incidents like what happened in East Palestine are very rare.
Railroads are very safe. The accident rate for railroad derailments is of the order of 3 accidents per million train miles.
Transportation Secretary Buttigieg wants Congress to ease up on the agency so it can enforce certain safety and accountability rules. I'm News 5 investigator Tara Morgan.